Is there any formula or mantra to create successful films? Welcome back to Movie Matrix, where we don't just review films, we dissect them. Today we are pulling back the curtain on why some big budget blockbusters turn into box office bombs while unexpected underdogs soar to stardom. Here's the big question. Why are producers burning through crores across Tollywood, Bollywood, Collywood, and every other wood only to leave fans sobbing and wallets empty? Film pundits love to throw out reasons from bad karma to poor release dates. Some even take jabs at the audience's IQ. Ouch! But here we are stripping it down to facts, figures, and little dose of reality. Spoiler alert! There is no magical formula for a hit, but a bit of common sense, smart planning, and maybe not burning through your VFX budget on the trailer alone can make all the difference. Stick around till the end and please hit like, subscribe, and smash that bell icon, because here at Movie Matrix we are not just watching movies, we are watching it closely. Indian 2, Bade Miyan, Chote Miyan, Maidan, Jigra, Veda, Saindav, Guntur, Karam, Family Star, Mr. Bachchan, Smart Shankar, list of flops goes endless. Huge budgets, massive cast, established directors and banners sounds like a recipe for success, right? Wrong. Despite all these elements, above said films are still disappointing. Why? There is no novelty. Most of the films have weak content. In South, it's the same old hero saves the village, he is Devudu for the masses, nonsense commercial elements, minus logic, done to death introduction scenes, interval bang and climax unending action trope we have seen a million times. If you carefully analyze the above films, one thing you notice in common is bad content which tends to uninspiring direction. Sometimes magic of good luck and bad luck also plays a very important role in success and failure of the films. In the process, a bad film or a film with average content will turn into a money spinner, while a good film may turn out to be a disaster, but percentage of such magic is very rare. We would like to look at decently well-made film Hrithik starrer Fighter. This film could have been well received at box office, but it came amidst of too many jingoistic and nationalistic films. By the time Fighter released, people were no more interested in it. Here the timing was very wrong. Audiences today, especially the younger crowd who form the major chunk of audience at theaters, are more sophisticated. They are binging best content on OTT platforms and even enjoying Korean dramas. Why would they invest in yet another formulaic movie, no matter how shiny the packaging? In fact, aside from the Day one fan frenzy, even B and C center aren't getting excited anymore. Novelty is key, and let's be honest, whether a film has stars or not, if it's fresh and engaging, it's going to pull in an audience. Look at the list of films which have done good at box office. Goat, Vetian, etc. sailed through on the strength of star power, but Bahubali, Triple R, Vikram, Stree 2, Kalki, Donkey, Hanuman, Animal, KGF, 12th fail. These films clicked at the box office on the strength of the fresh content and engaging presentation. There is another problem plaguing the industry is remakes. Akshay Kumar starrer Sarfira was disaster because it was a remake of Surari Potru. You may cite example of Gajni, but boss, Times have changed now when people can enjoy Korean films with subtitles. Who will be interested in watching remakes? Earlier remakes were sure short ticket to success, but now a flop is surely assured with the exceptions like Kabir Singh here and there. Following trends won't save you either. Here's the thing, filmmakers seem to have this knee-jerk reaction to the trends. One love story hits the jackpot and suddenly we are drowning in a sea of copycats. But have they ever stopped to wonder why that one love story worked? Probably because it was breath of fresh air after a barrage of mindless, blood-splattering action flicks. Remember when Rajesh Khanna ruled the silver screen with his endless string of family-friendly romantic sagas? Bollywood hit peak saturation levels, and just when audience couldn't take another tear-eyed confession, Amitabh Bachchan's angry young man in Zanjeer smashed through and boom, everyone jumped on the action bandwagon. Cue a flood of angry heroes with varying success and lot of failures. There's another example. Let's not forget when Maro Charitra and Ek Duje Ke Liye had everyone hooked on tragic love stories. Suddenly you couldn't walk past a theatre without seeing heartbreak and similar sounding titles on every poster. It's like eating biryani for a week straight, delicious at first, but by day 5 you would kill for some simple sambar rice. So, filmmakers, if you want to stay in the game, stop feeding us the same reheated leftovers, shake things up. We are starving for something new, not the same dish with a different garnish. A world without logic, sequels and sagas. Ever since Bahubali smashed the box office, filmmakers have been on a wild ride of building massive fictional worlds, sometimes leaving basic logic at the door. Now every story is chopped into chapters and parts like we are binge watching a Netflix series. But here's the kicker. If your first film flops, who is sticking around for a sequel, boss? Yet some stubbornly committed to that train wreck of a strategy, announcing sequels whether or not the story or film even deserves one. Rajamouli nailed it because he didn't just pile on flying stunts and jaw-dropping waterfalls. He grounded Bahubali in something we can all relate to, raw human emotions. It's not just about sword fights and CGI, it's about a mother's love, a brother's jealousy, and soldier's loyalty. That's what hits you right in the feels. Now take films like Devara, Tiger Nageshwar Rao Salar, and Brahmastra. Sure, they've got high-octane stunts and eye-popping VFX, but behind all that glitz, the emotional core is about as empty as a popcorn bucket after intermission. Devara doesn't just leave you curious for the next part, it leaves you confused about the one you just watched. Instead of building anticipation for the sequel, you are left scratching your head, wondering, wait, what did I just sit through? So, if you're going to go big, at least pack some heart into the spectacle, otherwise it's just noise. The misconception about VFX and CGI. CGI VFX can't save everything. Sure, we all remember that iconic moment when Prabhas flew onto cliff in Bahubali. It blew our minds. Why? Because everything worked, the visuals, the score, the execution, and most importantly, the emotional gravity of the scene. And now contrast that with NTR's dolphin dive in Devara. The scene fell flat. Why? Zero emotional weight, and the shoddy VFX didn't help either. You can't just copy a great scene from another film and expect the audience to go wild. We have seen plenty of films with grand vision only to be let down by laughable VFX. Take the robbery scene in Tiger Nageshwar Rao. On paper, it probably seemed thrilling, but the poor VFX ruined the moment. Here's the tip. If you don't have the budget or the time for top tier VFX, stick to good old fashioned action. It worked for classics like Sholay, Mughal Azam, even more recent films like Article 370, all of which delivered intense action sequences without relying on CGI. Sometimes less is more. And boss, remember one size fit all costumes? Anyone? Take a good look at action sequences, costumes and characters from Salar, Pushpa, KGF and Tiger Nageshwar Rao. The villains and even the supporting cast all look like they were rolled out of the same assembly line. It's getting so hard to tell which movie you are watching. I mean, seriously, the bad guys in KGF, Salar and Devara, it's getting so hard to tell which movie you are watching. I mean, seriously, the bad guys in KGF, Salar or Devara. It's like they all shopped at the same evil villain emporium with their matching grim faces, leather jackets and brooding glares. Audiences have hit their limit. You can't keep throwing the same old fight scenes at us expecting us to cheer. Weak VFX, terrible CGI and recycled storylines are starting to feel like a broken record. It's like watching the same dish served on a different plate. You can change the garnish, but at the end of the day, it's still the same stale meal. Time to spice up things, filmmakers. We are hungry for something fresh, otherwise, sure, the shutters of theaters will be down. Star needs to break their mold. Yes. Another big problem, particularly in South, the obsession of our stars with their own image. The self-glorifying roles may please fans for the first day or two, but it's the general audience that determines the film's success. If your movie doesn't engage beyond that first wave of fanfare, it's game over. Films like Arjun Reddy were risky but became blockbuster because they broke from convention. Directors, producers and actors need to take a step back and recognize that it's okay to try something new. Playing it safe will only land you in the cinematic pavilion out of the game. Let's talk about the unsung hero finally, or sometimes the ultimate casualty. Behind the scenes, the producer, the king, the man who creates cinema, the man feeding stars to the theaters and sometimes to the light boys, having deep pockets, booking star dates and locking in big directors doesn't guarantee a hit. A producer needs more than just money. They need a sharp understanding of filmmaking, just like a director. Honestly, they should go through training too, because it's not enough to know who is available. A producer should know what works at the box office and why films crash and burn. Every product, yes, even film has a market value. An actor comes with a track record of budget and recovery, and that should dictate how much you are willing to bet on a film. Look at the recent Kannada film Martin. Originally, it was a 50 crore project, already a steep budget for Dhruva Sarja's track record. So how did it balloon to 150 crores and shoot for 252 days? Crazy. Where's the recovery plan? This screams of a producer either totally clueless about production or one who got played by the actor and the director. Half-baked producer is a recipe for disaster, staring straight towards the death of Annadatta, the producer, the life of the cinema industry, without whom none of this would exist. So producers don't just bring the cash, bring the smarts too, or risk being the first one to go down with the ship. So finally, the conclusion: long live cinema. Never underestimate the wisdom of common moviegoer. After all, they turned a non-star gem like Shankarabharanam into a blockbuster while leaving the star-studded Shan in the dust. Fast forward to today, and history repeats itself. The modest budget of Balagam won hearts, while the big budget spectacles like Skanda and Acharya were colossal misfires. Bollywood is no stranger to this trend either. Just ask Lal Singh Chedda or Bachchan Pandey, which couldn't hold a candle to the success of simple story like the Kashmir Files. It's clear. The audience isn't stuck in the past. Filmmakers are. As times change, tastes evolve, and it's the directors, not the moviegoers, who need a crash course in adaptation. At Movie Matrix, we eat, breathe, and sleep cinema, and today's analysis is our small contribution to its survival. We love this art form, but to ensure its future, filmmakers must innovate, try something different. The routine is dead. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, long live cinema, stay safe, and keep watching.